You know that part of you that doesn't ever feel good enough? It's not. It's not good enough, and it'll never be good enough because it's not who you really are. So you can go around and around whipping it into shape and believing it's good enough, but it's your ego. It's not your true self. When you ask a five-sensory or an ego-oriented person who's really centered in that identity, how are you? They'll say, fine. And they look like howdy doody because they're contracted. They don't have any flex or flow because everything in them is not focused on you. It's focused on protecting me. I'm fine. You can see it in their eyes. There's a signature. There's no light in your eyes. When you're in your head, when you're in your five sensory space, there's no light in your eyes. The other thing, the other signature, your jaw is just a little tight. So we have a huge transformation to accomplish in 30 minutes. So my question is, are you ready? I think we can all agree that we're feeling that at some level in our own bones, we are at a tipping point on this planet. And even the most numbed out of us can no longer ignore that. There is a point in time that we've all gathered that I would call a divine appointment, that we're all here to make a choice that will ripple out into the world collectively and start to change the direction of the way we are going personally, in our families, in our communities, and with our planet. So in order to do that, we have to recognize what got us into trouble in the first place isn't going to get us out of trouble, right? So I'm going to make a request. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to do something incredibly different. And my teachers also always taught me that you don't learn anything unless you're uncomfortable. So it's my intention to make you as miserable as I can for the next 30 minutes. And then after that, you can decide if you want to stay in this new energy or not. I don't want to tell you about intuition. You can read all about it. I've written 28 books. And it's all out there. What I'd like to do instead, what I'd like to propose is that I give you the experience. Does that sound better? Okay, so the first thing you need to do is put away your notes. Because your notes, first of all, let's face it, you're never going to read those notes, okay? So let's just put away those notes and be present. And even just feel what it feels like to put away your notes. And just feel that voice in you that's grumbling. I want to write my notes. Don't tell me what to do. Just feel that little voice in you, because that voice that I'm asking to shut down is the part of you that's going to push back. It's a part of you that wants to control things. And frankly, it's a part of you that might be ruining your life. So the best thing about awakening your intuition is you get liberated from notes. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to feel your energy right now. And I want you to just check in with where you are. Just check in. And I'm going to tell you what I observe, but I want you to also just be aware of what you observe, okay? So the thing that I am observing energetically is that most of you are holding your breath. And you can feel it. It's just a little squeeze in. It's just a little contraction. Can you feel that? And most of us live in that contraction, and that contraction is fear. That contraction is the energy of your ego brain protecting you. And right now there are two species of human on the planet. The five sensories and the six sensories. And the five sensories and six sensories are not at all the same. Now the five sensories are the people who live with their five senses as their absolute arena of information. What I see, touch, sense, smell, taste is all there is. And I call them the flatliners. And the reason why is because these were the people that used to look out onto the horizon and say the earth is flat. And they're also the people that would argue when someone else came and said, you know what? no, I'm feeling a little bit more. And they're like, you're a weirdo. You're a woo-woo. It's flat. And those people have predominantly controlled our consciousness. And it's time that we change. 5 sensories live by the ego. And you know the ego by nature? You know that part of you that doesn't ever feel good enough? It's not. It's not good enough, and it'll never be good enough because it's not who you really are. So you can go around and around whipping it into shape and believing it's good enough, but it's your ego. It's not your true self. The ego by nature is very suspicious. It puts a whole period out there, but the whole way it looks at life is me against you. And you scare me. So we push energetically away. And we don't really let people in. And we put a lot of energy into maneuvering appearances so that we feel a little safe, but we never feel fully safe. And we definitely have this contracted energy. So when you ask a 5 sensory or an ego-oriented person who's really centered in that identity, how are you? They'll say, fine. And they look like howdy doody because they're contracted. They don't have any flex or flow because everything in them is not focused on you. It's focused on protecting me. I'm fine. You can see it in their eyes. There's a signature. There's no light in your eyes. When you're in your head, when you're in your 5 sensory space, there's no light in your eyes. The other thing, the other signature, your jaw is just a little tight. Kind of. And the biggest signature is you have a really tight butt. I'm good. So what we're here to cure is what I call TBS, tight butt syndrome. And TBS, we got to bust out of that. And there is another part of you that is a 6th sensory, but that part of you, more than a 6th sensory, is who you really are. It is your spirit. And your spirit is always good enough. It's beyond. The spirit in you is always sexy enough, tall enough, happy enough, gorgeous enough, energetic enough, beautiful. And there is no me against you because there's only one spirit that we share, and that spirit doesn't ever look at the other. There is no other. There's just us. And we share that breath. And when we get into that identity, then we have access to the whole. Intuition is not another skill that you write down and remember. It's actually throwing away the book. It's actually 28 books, keep those. But it's throwing away the manual, and it's dropping in to who you really are. So I propose that I help you experience that, and then you decide if you would rather. How do you feel about that? Okay? So you know what? The first thing I need to say is that was about as enthusiastic. And that's not going to change anything. Woohoo! And you know that energy is your ego. It is a part of you that's like, I'm suspicious. What the hell? It's a part of you that's not willing to take a risk or be vulnerable or try something new. It's the part of you that wants to tight butt and keep you in control. So here's the deal. And this is the truth about energy. We are a collective frequency right now. And the truth is, we can only shift collectively to the degree of the person holding back. So I propose that we all just for the next, 20 minutes, play full out, have the experience, and then decide. However, the person next to you could, in fact, trip you up because we are energetic beings. So please turn to that person and say, I came a long way to be here. That better not be you. Okay. So the next thing is I want to just have you experience. I want to share something with you. Do you know why when I say, are you ready? And you go, woohoo. That is not a full out expression because your spirit is not in your body. And if your spirit is not in your body, you are in your head. And if you are in your head, you are in a bad neighborhood. It's very dangerous. And you miss everything because you're so busy protecting yourself. So we're going to get you in your body. And then you're going to experience what life and perception feels like when your spirit is the leader and not your head, which, by the way, I call the barking dog. So your barking dog is your helper. You don't shoot the dog. You just train the dog to step aside and let your spirit take over. So first thing we have to do is everybody has to stand up. So I've already put your notes away and told you to stand up, so you're really annoyed. And the next thing I want you to do is I need 3 or 4 visual aids. Do I have any visual aids? Come. I need 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Good. Come. Spread out. And they're going to teach you an exercise that'll put your spirit in your body every morning. It takes 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And the way to do it is I want you to raise your hands above your head, open your jaw by here. Let me show you something. When you open your jaw, hear a click in your ear? Can you feel that click in your ear? It opens the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the high heart and the belly. So everybody go up. And then pull the arms down. Ha! Okay, that's your basic move, but that's not what's going to change things. What's going to change things is you're stuck in the bad neighborhood. That left brain, logic brain gets really stuck, so we're going to unstick it. And the way to unstick it is every time you raise your hands, ha, you're going to use a move you've never used before. Ha! That confuses your brain. It can't hold on. And you keep doing the first minute, it's like, hold on, shit. And then the second minute, it's like, what the hell? And then the third minute, it starts to let go. And in the last 40 seconds, you drop into your spirit. Aha. So the key is to remember to use a move you've never done before. Because that stimulates the brain. First, the left brain starts talking to the right brain. They fight for a minute, then they get together and start talking to the heart brain, then they fight for a minute, then they surrender, and then they start blending together. Your spirit arrives. Now, I'm going to give you a little inspiration. I wrote a song for you, and it's called Love Your Life, and it's 3 minutes and 40 seconds. That is all it takes. Visual aids, you are going to remind them by your behavior, by your moves, what it's like to use a move you've never used before. Okay? So, ready? Okay. Wait. I'm ready. Okay, I need volume. Very disco.
Everybody wake up today. Everybody dance now. Everybody laugh now. Sing your song.
Move.
Sing your song.
Change. No move. A move you've never done before.
No more. I'm me today.
New move.
Wake up. It's time to love your life. Don't be afraid. You can live something better. No more tears. Live for today. Find the source. Just be the creator.
Keep going.
Everybody wake up today. Laugh today. Laugh today. Everybody wake up today. Everybody dance now. Everybody laugh now.
Keep going.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Everybody wake up today. Laugh today. Laugh today.
sides. Breathe. Feel the vibration. Breathe. Shh. Feel. Shh. Feel your spirit in your body. Shh. I know that seemed like an eternity. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Shh. And listen. It's quiet. It's quiet. You just escaped the bad neighborhood. And now you're actually in a state to be intuitive. You have come out of hiding. You're present. You're here. And you're available. Breathe in. And smile. It pulls the curtains of the heart open. And notice how everything has changed. For most of us, there's no them. Five sensory world, the ego world that we got into trouble, makes this world them. And they can hurt me. So I'll just be unavailable or hurt them first. And that's where we got into trouble. But in this new frequency, you're in a new identity. So the key is really not about becoming intuitive. It's allowing yourself to be that brilliant. It's allowing. Clairvoyance. What is clairvoyance? Sounds really wonderful, right? Clear view. But what that is you first have to take the stink eye off of yourself and others, where you're looking through a filter that says you're this and you're that and you're this and that's that, and it's all untrue. Look to the person next to you now and share a breath. And don't do this. Don't do a looming, because that's weird. Okay? Just do a real, and see who you're with. See them. See their beauty. Clairvoyance is a clear view. It's a clear view. It's basically shh, and don't talk. Don't talk. Just be present for a moment. And you don't have to be looming weirdo present. That's just your ego faking out, going namaste. That's not your intuition either. Your intuition is at ease. What it means is inner teacher. It means inner guide. You have one. Birds have radar, bats have sonar, whales come and go with their own energy, butterflies, why not you? But it's not your ego. It is your spirit. So we have to learn to change the channel. So I call your ego the barking dog. My ego, my barking dog, is a poodle, obviously, right? We tell the world who our barking dog is, and her name is Fifi. She's a bitch. Now, I don't kill Fifi. I don't shoot Fifi. I train her. I give her jobs she can do. Your ego has jobs they can do. The laundry, park the car, clean the house maybe, but not lead your life. So what kind of barking dog do you have? Turn to the person next to you and say, I'd like to introduce my barking dog. What kind of a dog is it? What's the name? Okay, shh. You can tell each other about your barking dogs later, but shh. You can continue later in the day to tell everybody about your barking dogs, but the other people will say we've already met, so we've already encountered your barking dog. Now what we need to do, shh, is you need to identify, recognize, and name your spirit, the authentic you, The part of you that is divine, is connected, is whole, is guided, is full of joy and confidence, and is absolutely available to the best that life can bring you. That you is who you are. That you is what will heal our planet. Absolutely, not the other you. So, name your spirit, because here's the deal. When you name it, you claim it. You say it's real. You acknowledge it. And it is your permission that lets your intuition guide. Don't give it to other people to give you permission. Don't ask someone else's barking dog. If you can trust your spirit, the barking dog will lead you right off the cliff. No. The transformational moment is to say, I decide to trust my vibes for one reason. They work for me. My spirit's name is Bright Light. Throws light on everything. What's your spirit's name? Shakti. What's your spirit's name? Love. And yours? He sings a vision. And yours? Joy. I never get rotten apple. I always get something really beautiful. What's your spirit name? Barbara Power. But Purple Power. Not Barbara Power. That's her twin sister. Now here's the key. I have asked people around the world for 35, 40 years what your spirit name is. Every time they answer, they smile. They smile. They just light up. And that's your spirit not only dropping in, but taking over. So turn to the person next to you and tell them what your spirit name is. Make it up. Be quick. You know what's the best part of this? You can change if you want to. It's your spirit. You can change your name. You can try a few. Try a few and see if it rings true. Shh. Now, when you put that self in charge of your life, that's you. That's who you really are. And that you can tap into the quantum field. That you is the you that is guided. That you is the you that is capable of feeling loved, capable of feeling secure. Your ego is not capable of fully and ever believing that, never. So the kind of transformation is this. We have to flip the script, have a revolution, and change our identity and align with who we really are and get to know who you really are, your spirit. Your spirit is a part of you that doesn't think, that doesn't control, that doesn't have TBS. Your spirit is the part of you that jumps into life and is trusting. You trust you trust life, you trust the spirit in others, you trust the universe, and the convergence will open up and give you that experience. And that's the one that you came here to get. And that's the one you came here to take home. And the thing that's exciting about it, it's contagious. Because we are vibrational creatures, and the strongest, most dominant vibration is the one that sets the tone. So if you come in with your spirit and your joy and your light, and you're not worried about being good enough, and I'm an imposter, and is my hair okay, and I don't have the right outfit, and you just never go there again. And when you do, shh, Fifi, quiet. That's it. It's that fast. It's that simple. I am here to tell you, there is a switch in you called your spirit. It lives in your heart. It travels through your body. It exists on every cell in you. And it is conscious and aware, and it is reading all the energy, and it is guiding you perfectly. Stop fighting it. This is not something to develop. It's something to allow. That's all. And nobody's going to give you permission. Nobody. Run from anyone who would dare to give you permission to be your spirit. breathe. And if you have this channel on, you have what you need. It's so simple, it confuses you. So I'd like to experience one more physical shift if I have time. Thank you. Okay, so here's the thing. You got to get out of your heads. I don't care how smart they are. They're not the driver of the bus, okay? They will drive you to distraction. Don't go there. So what you do is you get into your body and you do you know why the ability to move and dance is so powerful? Because it's the spirit that moves you. And there's a point where you stop being like what I call, no offense anybody, the white man at a wedding dance. You know, it's all kind of up here and it's here. It's here. Where does your spirit live? Touch it in your body. Where does it live? Nobody ever does this. Ever. I went around the world many times. Nobody, it's up here somewhere. No, it's here and it's here. So what I have a few minutes to do is to anchor it in you, wake it up, make you really uncomfortable, and then break through. Ready? Up. Close your eyes. Breathe. Close your eyes. Breathe. You have to get used to this beautiful, beautiful new energy. And it is the divine feminine who's calling you back home. So here we go.
Mother is earth.
Close your eyes. Feel something is happening
Mother is all.
on this planet. Something is happening in you.
Mother is
Breathe.
rhythm.
Feel it rising up in your feet. Breathe. Open the jaw. Feel it. Feel it moving you. The spirit is calling you. The spirit is moving you. The earth needs your spirit. Feel it and allow the spirit to move you, to break open where you're stuck, to crash down those barriers in your brain that say you cannot trust yourself. Breathe. Feel it. It comes in. Comes in. Can we have more volume? Break in. Call your spirit home. You have the permission. No one has the permission. That's your choice. Call your spirit home. Confuse your brain. Entertain your dog. Feel the spirit coming home. Breathe. Wake up. Wake up. Move. Confuse your mind. Do movements you've never done before. Shake it all out. Break it all out. Feel her coming in. Feel the power of you returning. You're needed. Your spirit is reliable. Your spirit is your intuitive intelligence. Your spirit is your guide. It doesn't need notes. Ha! Free your spirit. Let it be the driver of your bus. Let it be the leader of your life. Calm, clear, cool, confident, creative. Feel your spirit. the permission, no one else. Breathe. That's why you're here. That's what you came for. You came to connect with you. Confuse your mind. Confuse your brain. Do things you've never done before. Move in crazy ways. Go back and forth. What's happening? I don't know what the rhythm is. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Breathe. Let the Spirit heal you. Breathe. Let your authentic self take over. Breathe. And then dance. Just relax. Listen with your body. Dance. Yay! Let out a joyful noise. Let out a joyful noise. This is what will make your life work. Woo! And breathe. We succeeded. Everybody, you'll be on your way from here. Oh, my love. Oh, my love.